what advice would you have for other women who are juggling demanding careers and a family?
Yeah, I'll actually mention another story that I think also very much shapes my approach um, to to thinking about this concept of work-life balance, which I will get to. But my so I have two kids. The second one, the baby, although she's not really a baby anymore, but she's almost a year and a half. And my first is a son who just turned 4. So my son had terrible stranger anxiety. My daughter does not. She's like the happiest person in the world. But my son had terrible stranger anxiety, and I just thought that's how all babies are. That's how all kids are. But in any case, he would cry when he saw strangers, and and it would be really hard to bring him even to places just because he was so anxious. Um, but when he was about a year and a half, I think, one of my best friends from medical school came to visit with his family, and he also had two young kids who were around the same age as my son. And everybody was hanging out. And at that time, I was in a job where I was working all the time. I was on the road all the time. I was on the road maybe Monday through Friday and barely saw my son. And it just was, it was the decision that my husband and I had made together. But it was really hard to not be present for my son. So everybody was playing in the back. My husband went to get people drinks, and my son started crying, and I couldn't console him. And I realized in that moment that I had been away so much that I was a stranger to him. And I thought in that moment, I don't want that to happen again. I mean, I don't, I think people make different decisions about their lives. I have no judgment for what other people do, and some people have to because of necessity. I mean, I think back to, and I talk a lot in this book about, again, my relationship with my mother, because I actually think that I was really resentful of my mother. And I didn't even realize why I was resentful, but it was because she was always gone. But why was she always gone? I mean, she was studying to be a teacher. She was working full-time jobs. I just didn't see her. We didn't go to she was never there for parent-teacher things, for all these, recitals and sports games and whatever, just because she was always working. And so I understand that many parents may not have the privilege of making this choice, but I do. And I don't want to make decisions in my life where I'm not present for my children. And I guess it's this idea of work-life balance. I guess I had always thought of as a static, as in I had thought that work-life balance is like, you make a decision at one point in your life, and you decide for this job and you decide in this job that this is a really time-consuming job, but you won't see your family, or you'll have time with your family.